Okay guys, now we'll see file system module in Node.js. So basically the file system module is very much big. I mean it's too much big that I can't tell you. So and we're gonna study, I'll cover like most of the part I'll say, and secondary part is there are two types of file system. First is like synchronous blocking code, and asynchronous, which is unblocking code. So let's just show you like Node.js, and here I'll say fs. Now you can go to file system documentation and you can see you have so much of options. I mean not less than thousands of options. You can see there's so much, and these are just options. After that, now here from the coding start, now how you can use that, and you can see you have so much methods, and I mean stat, mtan, I mean there's so much. So we'll see like cover most of them. So firstly we'll see some basic like reading a file and writing a file. That's simply basic. So we'll say const fs equals to require, we'll say fs. So we are acquiring a file system module. Now we'll say fs dot write file sync. So I want to write a file in synchronous mode. So I'll say firstly here the file name. So and where the file name I want, suppose I'll take it here only, or you can just specify the specific folder. I'm just deleting older folder. Let me just delete this also. You can just specify folder like ./content, or you can just don't specify anything and use in the current state only. So I'll say in current system just write a file which is called written. File name is written.txt. okay guys. Now what is the text you want to enter? So I'll say hey. So let me just constant string. So here I'll just write it, hey, I have written a file using fs module, like a normal. Now here I'll just pass the string. You know programming, this is same as copying this stuff and pasting here. Now I save it. Now if I run it, let's just check what will happen. Okay, we got a file, so written.txt, but the file wasn't present there before. How it happened? If the file will be present, it will write inside them, but not, it will just say create the file. So I have created the file because file was not there. If I open it, you can say hey, I have written fs module. I can say okay here. See, everything's fine. So let me just remove this, and I want a new line here. In the next line I want to write. So for that I think we can use \n for a new line, and I say it's a new line. Save it. Now the file is already there, so he'll like this file write thing will just write over it, not again new file. Now if I go here, we can see we got a new line. It's a new line. And why there is a space? Because you can see after it we made a space. So let me just remove the space again. Hey, I have written a file using fs module. It's a new line. So that's some basic. Now suppose I want to change the text here. I'll say file was written by me, like this. Okay, like a random text. If I again just run it, you can see whatever previously was written, it's gone. Like we have written hey, I have written a file using fs module, which is now gone. Why? Because this file fs.write file sync just overwrite whatever content you have. But suppose I just don't want to overwrite the content which is present there. So let me just check. Okay, this is the content was previously there. I just don't want to overwrite. I want to like insert something new. So I can, after this string, I'll just add a, what do you call this, curly braces, like a object, and I'll say flag, and I'll give up the property a. So a stands for append, so we are appending. So now if I save it, so now it will append after here. Okay, now if I save it, and this thing will be there, file was written by me. If I check, you can see I got the file was written by me, but you can see there is too much close. So now I'll say, I'll just firstly remove this. Now I'll say just put a dot and a space. Now write it. Okay, now it's written file was written by me. I want a new line, so I'll say just put a dot, then after that new line is written like n. I do it again, file was written by me. So this was the basic, very basic, how you can write a file, and there are obviously a lot of bunch stuff. Now suppose you want made a calculator, you want table of 2 to be printed here. So what you'll say, you'll say for let I equals to 0, I is less than equal to 10, and you'll say I plus plus, and here you will just copy this stuff, Control X, Control V, and here you say where, or you can say directly here I into 2, and it will be the append state. So every time a new thing will be appended, and before that I can just add a string literal. Okay, let it be. After that I'll show you how you can do it in a good way. So let me just remove this stuff, save it. Now the 2 table will be printed. Okay, it's saying the data argument must be of type string. So let's just wrap this in a string. So now it will become a string. Let's just see. You can see 0, 2, 4. So it's because we are not doing any like new line, so that's why it was like this. Now what we'll say, we'll just add a string literals. Firstly just remove the string. I'll do like this, and I'll say dollar, and here I'll just add a new line starting from the, so in the starting only it will start from the second line because there is a new line. If I run it, now let's just check. You can see it's not gone because we have just made append, so whatever it was before, now we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 20. If we like make it into 14, we'll get a 14 table. So let me just remove all the stuff. Yeah, save it. See, now we got 0, 14, 18, 20. So whatever loop you'll get, so basically you can just write into files whatever you stuff you want to using file write sync. Now I can just remove this, and yeah, now I want to read this file. I got the file, I want to read this. So for that we have called something fs.read file sync. So now I'll read the file. So I'll say return. Okay, it will be in like this, return .txt, and I'll say constant data, and here I'll just console the data, console.log. Now I'll console the data. Okay guys, now if I run, so you can see we got a buffer. Why we got a buffer? Because we have to tell what type of data it is. So like encoding, so mostly encoding is like your UTF-8. So I'll say it's a UTF-8 encoding. Now again run it. Now we got the number. So you have to check what type of encoding your file is having, but by default maximum thing has a maximum things has a UTF-8 encoding. So now we got all the data. Like if I just say, hey, how are you, and the next line say I'm good. Now I will just save it. Now again I'll just go here. So hey, how are you, I'm good. I know spelling is wrong, I just want to show you how you can, like, it can be done. So this was the simplest basic stuff you can do with the Node.js, writing a file and reading a file. So basically now we'll see how to do in an asynchronous way. So in the synchronous way we have seen like fs.read, let me just remove this, fs.read file sync and fs.write file sync. Okay, see, so basically we have seen do like these two methods. Now if you want to use an asynchronous way, we just write fs.read file. Okay, that's it, not the synchronous, so we'll just say read file. And in asynchronous we'll say fs.write file, like this. Okay, so it just gives us a callback and we have to use that. So we'll just remove firstly this, and now we'll again say constant. Here I'll say I need read file and write file equals to require fs. This thing is same as fs.read file and fs.write file. If I just do a require like this, so if I just do this, this is also the same thing, like this 3 lines, and this also the same thing, just I am doing in the one liner. So I think it better to use a one liner instead of using 3 lines. Okay guys, now firstly we'll just see a read file. So I'll say read, we'll say constant data, we just let it be because it's already give us a callback. So we'll say read file, and here I give the file name, so I'll say written ./written.txt. encoding is UTF-8. Now here I'll add a callback, so I'll make a function which is give us error and result. So it will give us a callback of error and result, and we'll say if error, just console.log the error, obviously. Now here we'll say else, or we'll say else if result is okay, then just firstly I think I should print the result because that's the most basic one. Firstly we'll just print the result, then if anything goes back, so we'll just console.log error, we'll just catch the error and print it. If I save it, now let's just console the clear and run it. Okay guys, so we can see we got the stuff. Hey, how are you, I'm good. So you can see what written, hey, how are you, I'm good. Now it's printing that only. Now if I give a wrong file name, return1.txt, so it should just come in the error, I think so. So now if I do it, You can see we got in the error, and we can say error, no such file directory open, blah 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 blah. You can see we got the error. Okay, but it's not a node error, this error that was catch. If I just show you error COGST caught, now we'll just print this error. Now show you, let me see. You can see error caught is written after that error, so it will not like make your program stuck in between, because this error will caught it. Now we'll see, let me just go back to error, and here just go back to return file.txt. Yeah, now we'll see the write file, same as return file. We'll say write file, and here we'll say file name is .return.txt, and we can like tell flag a append. So we just give the firstly the string, will say hello Node.js. Yeah, here we can say flag append, but I think let it be. Here we just directly add a callback, and obviously we'll get a error result and error. Now we'll just make a callback out of it. Now here we'll say if result just console.log result. I mean, there nothing will be consoled because I think it doesn't return any back. And here we'll say else error. Okay guys, now let's just see. So you can see we are getting, okay, let me just remove the read file first stuff. Yeah, now you can see there is a hello Node.js. Let's just see what is printing. So you can see undefined because it doesn't return anything, so that's why it's showing you undefined. But suppose there is some error, I think maybe what error I can show off, I just don't know what error I can tell you. Suppose I'm giving a wrong flag, which I doesn't know, flash a, like it's called flag a. I don't know, maybe it will a node error or it will be caught in that error. Okay, it's just parsing that also. That's amazing. So basically, if you get any file or file not present, or like you can't create a new file because you don't have permission like that, then this will caught the error. Now here I'll say after everything is done, now I'll add other stuff. So I'll say write file, and I'll say, what should I say, in the ./return.txt, and here I'll say next time. I'm just writing next time or next step. In the next step I'm writing inside it, and here I'll just add a new line, and let the callback be, I just don't make a callback, and we'll see the result. So firstly, I have to do flag append. So we got hello Node.js, and hello Node.js will be written in the first step again. So let me just remove this so that be much clearer. After that, if everything is in result is good, so I'll just print this next step, save it. Let's just check. Okay, it's not going here because there is no response and error. So if I console.log error comma result, so we are see both are null and undefined, so we are not getting any response and error, so that's why it's not running. So we can just remove the condition because everything is going right. Now we'll see. Let me just remove this stuff and again run it. Invalid error, invalid callback. Okay, it's saying invalid callback. So I think here I have to write a callback. res comma error, result comma error, and here I won't do anything. Now check. Okay, we see next step because it was sending a callback, but here I wasn't capturing it. I thought without capturing it will work, but yeah. So if you are running in the asynchronous way, you have to capture the callback, whatever is the condition. Now same thing I'll show you here. We are reading the file, then we'll say write file sync. I'll just require const yeah. Now I'll just here say after reading just say write file sync, and here I'll just give the file name. I'll say writing after reading, and here we'll say n, so \n. Yeah. Now let's just see what will happen. So firstly we'll read it, we'll get the result, we'll get this result, and we'll print it. Then again we won't happen. Now return file, writing file after reading will be written. Okay, now this wouldn't require a callback because it's a synchronous. If I run it, hello Nodejs, next step. Now here we can see writing after reading, and one liner is left because we are using like a next line stuff. So this is how you can work with the asynchronous way in your FS module in Node.js. And in the next part we'll see some like advanced file system stuff where we can get the sizes and I mean a bunch of stuff. So yeah, that's it in this normal, because mostly you'll use normal only writing file and reading file, but there are some scenarios like I'm working on a project in my company where I have to get the sizes also, their types, what type of extension is, what type of meme is, a lot of stuff I have to get. And in there somewhere I'm using synchronous way, somewhere is asynchronous way, because whatever the conditions is. So depending on the condition, I mean you can use whatever you feel like. So yeah, that's much in this part guys.